This week, the energy continues to be on high. We're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde. We just had Kazemi over the weekend, right? And now, which means Mercury went into the heart of the sun, and we had a deep message come to us. And now, on this other side, as we go into the last half of the Mercury retrograde, we are experiencing multiple triggers that can really move energy for us, depending on where you are in your own personal evolution, but also for us as a planet. I mean, there's just a lot of intense war mind being activated. So here's what's happening here on Monday, April 15. Messenger Mercury, who's in retrograde, remember, so that means it's turning energy inward. And in Aries, which is all about the fire and go, go, go. So Aries really doesn't want to stop and look inward, right? Mercury is conjuncting for the second time Chiron. Chiron is the archetype of the wounded healer, always has a wound that cannot be healed, but is a wonderful healer and mentor for others. So what does that mean? When Mercury and Chiron come together, you're probably going to realize you're triggered about something big, something small, but somewhere inside of you, you could be experiencing that agitation or sorrow, grief or worry or fear. One of the shadows. You usually get poked with this kind of an alignment. So it's not about, oh my God, I need to not be poked. It's about, wow, what is affecting me? How do I want to work with it? It can show up in people in your life where you're having arguments and just rubbing each other the wrong way, or doing unkind things, or saying unkind things to each other. So it's very important to think, take a breath before you say the hurtful thing or do the hurtful action, because you can't take it back. And you don't really want to spend all this energy in that direction. If you have trigger come up, then definitely be with it. Get curious about it. What's going on? Get clever. What can I do about this instead of, screaming at somebody? What can I do instead so that I'm not vomiting my emotions all over somebody else? Trust me, you're not going to fix anything. When did getting really mad and yelling at someone actually fix it? I'm sure it has at some point, but I'm just not coming up with anything right now. So I'm trusting that could possibly be the same for you. You might even say, well, I felt better for a temporary amount of time, but later on, there's always a kickback when we deliberately throw energy at somebody or something that isn't really a high expression. Right? So anyway, Mercury is having its second interaction with Chiron. It conjuncted Chiron before the retrograde started, and it will just after the retrograde completes, while we're still in the shadow, but it'll be completing. So this is the crucial one. This is the day where something really big probably comes up for you. Or if something comes up later, you'll track it back to this day. Now that's just the start of the energy for this week. I've written a few things down here. I'm sure I missed some, but on Tuesday, Venus quintiles Pluto and Mercury semi-sextiles Mars. So Venus is the goddess of love, and Pluto is our dark lord of transformation. He makes there's no resistance. You just have to observe or be part of this huge change, which is what we're going through right now as Pluto is moving into Aquarius. So when love and the big change factor, when they have a quintile, that is sweet. That is like a grace note. That's like an opportunity for you to notice, hey, I stopped doing that and I upgraded to this other habit. Or I stopped thinking that thought and I started replacing it with this other one. Or I'm all about ecological things. So I'm like, I actually have started separating not just my recycling and my trash, but now I have my green waste and I can put used food cartons in my green, it's a silly thing, but it's a big thing to me. I'm one of those people that is trying to help the planet in any tiny way that I can. So you notice these little grace notes and that feels good. It's a feel good thing. Venus quintile Pluto is a feel good. And then Mercury semi-sextile Mars, that could be the start of something good, something big, some energy movement in the right direction for you. Mercury is talking to Mars. Mars is getting ready to go into Aries, but I believe is still in Pisces. I should probably check that. I don't know. It's not on this chart that I have in front of me. But anyway, Mars is that war energy and that out, moving the energy out, go, 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 go. And Mercury is, since it's still in retrograde, it's saying, oh, slow down, take a look inside. So this could be another kind of grace note moment where you're able to stop yourself from doing something that could be harmful and even understand, oh, I was going to do something that wasn't good for me. I was going to eat that donut. Why did I buy a donut? That's a silly example, but I think you know what I mean. There's these little moments where we actually consciously make a change, and we need to remember to thank ourselves for it. So Mercury's in there talking to Mars about that tomorrow. So you'll have an opportunity. It combines well with the Venus sextile with Pluto, or a quintile with Pluto. So there could be some moments there to really have little victories over habits or choices that you've been wanting to change. And then when we get into further along in the week, I think I'm just going to go right to the Mercury conjunct Venus on Friday, because there's just so many things. There's so many transits happening this week. So the energy is constantly popping in all places. So when Mercury conjuncts Venus, then you're getting messages from the heart and to the heart. Mercury retrograde in Venus and connecting with Venus like this means that what your passions are, you're getting a chance to really look at them. Am I passionate about this, or am I just infatuated with it? Where am I flowing my love? I don't even think about love. And since Venus is in Aries, then she is on fire, and she is like being flirty and having some fun. And so it might be a chance to really think about, well, where do I want to just kind of bring that energy up to put into any other part of my life that's been feeling kind of, like unsupported, difficult to deal with, just places where I've been unloving toward myself. How can I bring up the passion in that area of my life? Mercury's helping supply those messages. So after that, over the weekend, we're having the Magic Maker Great Conjunction where Jupiter and Uranus are going to meet. And I will do a separate video about that just because it deserves it, because it's like the big event this year as far as astrology is concerned. Just think about, how do you want magic to come alive in your life? Where do you want it to show up in your life? What would you do if you had access to that magic? Just start dreaming that in. This is like all the new moons of the year wrapped up into one moment. And we're actually in that moment now. It just peaks on the 20th. So I hope this is helpful. You can like, subscribe, share. That helps me, and I really appreciate it when you do that. And comments, please. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for everything, and I'll see you next time.